This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Today's episode is an interview with Sam Horn, author of the new book, Got Your Attention? Sam has helped a gazillion business people, entrepreneurs, salespeople, and solo practitioners, including me, communicate their message so that they pop. The messages that pop, not the people themselves. On with the interview. I'm Steve Robbins, host of the Get It Done Guy podcast, and I'm here today with Sam Horn, who is a communications expert and the author of Got Your Attention. I've known Sam for several years, and one of the most incredible qualities that she has is the ability to get to the heart of what someone needs to communicate, and not only help them communicate it well, but help them communicate it in a way that is super memorable and really just like pops. In fact, she has a book called How to Make Your Ideas Pop. Sam, welcome.
Thanks so much, Steve. I've been looking forward to sharing some ideas with our listeners.
One of the first things that you talk about in your, or not the first things, but one of the first things that's really, really struck me in your book, everyone that I know says you need to know your elevator pitch. You need to be able to convey your value in, 15 seconds, the time it takes to go from floor 1 to floor 3. Now, I'm the Get It Done guy. I'm always thinking, well, if that's how you have to convey your value, just hit the emergency stop button. Now you have all the time in the world you need. You, on the other hand, are saying, even if you're in a teleporter, you need to be able to convey your value, and an elevator speech won't do it. What should we do instead? Why not? Tell us.
Good. Well, Steve, I'm so glad you brought that up, because the first thing, who likes to listen to a speech? So let's get rid of this whole idea of an elevator speech that's top-down, one-way communication. It makes us a bore, snore, or chore. So here's what we do instead. We follow Diane Keaton's advice. She was asked what she's learned here in her 60s, and she said, you know what I learned? It's not about me. It's never been about me. So here's what we do instead. I was doing a session on how to turn an elevator speech or pitch into an elevator connection. So 60-second story. Here's Colleen, Entrepreneur of the Year. I said, Colleen, what do you do? Wah, 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 wah. Stever, 60 seconds later, no one in the room knew what she did, and she was the CEO. Think of the lost opportunity cost. So I asked her, instead of telling people what you do, here's a question. What are the results of what you do that people see or smell or taste or touch, something they've experienced? And she thought about it and she said, oh, well, I run the medical facilities that have MRIs and CAT scans. I said, don't tell people that one-way communication. Turn it into a 3-part question. Have you, a friend or family member, ever had an MRI or CAT scan? Stop talking. They're going to give you free information. They're going to say, well, I haven't, but my daughter hurt her knee playing soccer. She had an MRI. Now just link what you do to what they just said. Oh, well, I run the medical facilities that offer MRIs like the one your daughter had. Do you see how connection in 30 seconds? Because we asked instead of told, we gave them an opportunity to say something. So it's a 2-way conversation, and we just confirm that commonality. We've got a connection in 30 seconds.
So how do I figure out, let's say, for example, in my sort of current previous career, I was an executive coach. And how do I figure out, because what I do is so nebulous, how do I figure out what the tangible thing is? Because I can't say, oh, I run an MRI center.
That's exactly right. And yet, Stever, as you said, if we tell people, what do you do? I'm a coach. Oh, end of the conversation, right? We don't want to end the conversation. We want to kickstart the conversation. So put yourself in the shoes of your target customers. Now, what do they say when they're lying at bed at night and they can't sleep? What do they say? Is like, why am I working 80 hours a week and I'm still not making any money? Or, why is it that I'm really good at what I do and yet I can't find paying clients? Or why is it that, I'm at this stage of my life and I'm still unhappy? Guess what, user? Do you know anyone, could be yourself or friend or family member, who's putting in a lot of hours and they're still not making the money they want or as happy as they want? Stop talking. They're going to say, well, that would be me. Or they would say, that's my brother Joe. He's complaining all the time. And then you see, oh, well, I help people like your brother Joe, who really has something to offer. And for whatever reason, they're just not getting the traction they deserve. Bingo, you're off and running.
Got it. Now, what if I'm an employee? Because both of those examples are really, I'm representing the company. Colleen was representing the company, but I'm an accounts receivable clerk or marketing manager, and I'm not really representing the whole company.
Steve, I'm so glad you brought that up because a lot of companies actually hire me because they realize that every single one of their employees goes out into the community, whether it's at the Bark Park or whether it's a PTA meeting or whether it's on a walk around the lake. And people say, what do you do? Oh, I'm in finance, lost opportunity. I work for a bank, lost opportunity. I'm a retailer, lost opportunity. So here's what I suggest you do is that let's say you work for a bank. What is your bank known for? Is your bank known for free checking? Is your bank known for actually being open from 9 to 6 instead of banker's hours? What is your bank known for? And what is an experience you recently had with a client? Let's just say many people think banks are impersonal these days. So maybe you say, do you know anyone who would still like to walk into a bank sometime between 9 and 6 and do business with an actual teller, who knows their account instead of just doing everything online? Or do you know someone who would like a community bank that actually maybe would give them a loan if they need one or would help them make some financial decisions? So do you see, what is it that you have to offer that people need or that they don't have or that they're upset about? Ask a question, listen to what the person says, and then once again, link what it is you have to offer with what that person just said.
This sounds like a great strategy, not just for CEOs and entrepreneurs and even employees. This sounds like a strategy that we should have for ourselves, for example, when job hunting, and someone says, oh, you're looking for a job as a marketing manager. Well, I've got 500 people who all say they're marketing managers. What makes you different? And you can say, well, have you or someone in your company, presumably, I don't know if it would be a friend or family thing, yes, ever needed someone who could explain a product in 3 sentences so that a customer absolutely got it? I give those explanations.
Steve, you're quick. You're a quick study, Steve. In fact, I had an opportunity to hear Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, speak at National Press Club. And as you know, one of my sons, Tom, works for NASA at Mission Control and Johnson Space Center. So I said, Tom, what shall I ask Elon Musk? He said, Mom, I work for the ISS, but a lot of my friends who worked on the shuttle have been laid off and they're applying to SpaceX. Ask Elon Musk how they can get an interview. So I got to ask that question, and Steve, guess what he said?
I'm all ears.
He said, don't tell me about the positions you've held. Tell me about the problems you've solved. So see, if you're one of 500 people applying to an organization, go onto their website the night before and find out what problems they're having or what good news they have or how they're expanding, what product they're launching. And then when they ask that question, we've got 500 people applying for this job, why should we hire you? Say, I was on your website last night and I saw that you were expanding internationally. Well, if you're interested in someone who has international experience and who speaks 3 languages and has a proven track record of working with global teams, I'd love to talk with you. Do you see? Boom. You start with their needs first and you ask instead of tell. Now, once again, we got a dialogue instead of a monologue.
This episode is only the first third of the full interview with Sam. If you want to know more ways to craft an elevator pitch and grab your audience using a dialogue, listen to the whole interview or watch it on video. It's got video of both of us on my website at getitdoneguy.com/357 Sam Horn. That's getitdoneguy.com/357 Sam Horn. This is Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I help CEOs and high-potential leaders master the skills needed to run an entire organization. If you want to know more, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.